Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. And today's guest is no other. To me, she doesn't need any introduction because I follow her. I listen to her every single day. She just calms me down, keeps me kind of meditated and into this relaxing mode and mood, like many of you that do on Fireside when I'm listening to you. Fireside is definitely the choice, my choice of entertainment, of listening, other than music. I just love listening to everyone here. All right, let me see here. I'm going to invite my guest to the stage, and while she's on the stage, she's on the stage, I just want to invite her to video. And let's see here. What I'm going to do.
Let's see, Charlie. It doesn't say that.
No?
It's not giving me an option to come up on video.
Let me see.
Weird. But I can share it with all my followers. Let's do that first. There we go. Okay, that's one. And then let me see if maybe I can. Nope.
Nothing.
It's weird. It's not giving me an option to come up on video.
Wow, I press your beautiful icon and I press it.
I apologize. I don't know why it's not giving me an option. Let me see. I'm gonna go to Q&A. Maybe I can do that. React. Invite. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
we've never had this problem before.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I just said invite. I was just trying to mess around here.
Let's see here. Let's try this. React. It's weird.
I think I'm on, but it doesn't give me an option to go video. Interesting.
Yeah, that is because it says here really. It says it right in front of me. So,
it's giving me leave the stage, broadcast to the world, share with followers, alerts, show settings, report, and leave this show.
Yeah. All right. I see it on my end, and I pressed it 3 times already.
And I'm not getting any notification.
Huh?
I'm not getting a notification.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is just as good, you know. I
All right. Well, the show must go on.
yeah. All right. Well, everyone, welcome. Welcome here to the Really Charlie podcast. I'm Charlie Perry here with Merrilee of Solana. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Um, I've been listening to Merrilee for a while now, and very I like all her messages. Definitely tune into the Merrilee show on Sunday here on Fireside. It's just something you should do. And if all you do is listen, that's half the battle. That is. So I'm gonna read something, and this is something that caught my attention when it came to you and your book called The Game. So I'm gonna read this. It says, The Game. What if I told you that the answer of every problem, situation, dilemma, experience, barrier, desire, and inquiry lies within these pages? Would you believe me? It's a tall order. Let's consider further. Would you agree that every problem has a solution? Every situation requires a decision. Every life experience is based on perspective. Every barrier presents a new direction. Every desire presents an opportunity, and your answers delivered soon after inquiry. If your answer is yes, you know the universe always provides for your benefit. Still, you may be thinking, yeah, but not all the time. This perspective is the result of not knowing how to come upon the answer when it's needed. The game is your guide or our guide, teaching us exactly how to live life of peace, prosperity, and security. When we follow the education given to us in Scripture, the Bible teaches us many lessons through the word of Jesus, but much of it is lost in translation. It is because the lessons fail to translate clearly from the passages to our circumstances that we fail to experience God's promise. Of all the lessons, parables, wisdom, prophets, books, and pages, the common denominator of the message is to love. Love is the answer of every human challenge. Unfortunately, we fail to get love right contrary to our believing. When we get love right, we experience a life filled with so much more wonder and gratitude for the miraculous experience of living. The game is the education to help us get there. It is the manual, the prophecy, the spirituality, and the oneness of love, logically explained down to a science. If it is your desire to have authentic relationships, long lasting love, affairs, emotionally stable and healthy children, confidence, and security, knowing who you are and what you are here to do, the game is for you. Everyone, the game is for you. The game is for you, and the game was written by this wonderful woman. And you can't call her anything other than wonderful because love is wonderful. Love is wonderful. And anyone trying to spread that love definitely needs a cheers. If I had a shot glass or a glass full of Jack and Coke, I say cheers to Merrilee. So welcome, my friend. How you doing?
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much for reading all of that. And just giving a foundation for this talk. I really appreciate that a lot, and I just love the opportunity to be on your show. Can you hear me okay with this, with these earphones I have,
I
or is it
um
cracking
I
up?
can hear you.
Okay,
We have a recommendation. It says have Merrilee leave the stage, then I invite you back to speak.
okay,
All
let
right,
me
so do that, and then
see. Thank you. I love it when people help out.
yeah, Tony's pretty good. Producer of the year.
All right.
He does great things. All right, let's try this again. And there we go.
Hmm.
I think there we go. How about now?
Yeah, that works.
There we
Yay!
go. Yes.
We did it.
N-
Oh, I
Nice.
love it when a plan comes together.
Yes. Nice to see you. Thank you,
Nice to
Tony.
see you. Yes, Tony, thank you. Okay, so what's weird too is that I can hear you through my phone, but I can't hear you through my. I don't know what's going on with this technology. It's weird.
It is. Especially all the miles between you and I. Sometimes it gets
Right.
crazy.
Well, I'm just going to unplug it then. I'm not going to bother with it if you're not going to, if I can hear you this way.
All right.
So, yes. So let's start talking about love.
All right. Well, I just sitting down and listening and you know, me, I try to be romantic. I try to be lovable in every walk of life, when I'm at work and when I'm at home, I always want to kind of spread that love. It's real, real important. And I get those messages from you. And so there's a times that, when I'm trying to be so lovable and I get a twist, like someone turns me in the other direction. And sometimes that absorbs me, a whole lot of me. So I try to turn it around as best I can. The easiest way is to just kind of walk away, do something else, put my focus on something else. But then again, I get alone and I start dwelling about that bad moment or someone making me angry to stop me from being the peaceful man I try to be.
Mhm.
Um, but I want to talk to you about this. This is a question I have for you.
Okay.
All right.
Let me try this again.
Did you have love before you had God? Was you
Well, we
taught at
are.
an early age to be spiritual?
No.
Okay.
When I was young, my mom would always say, Mija, just let go and let God. And,
Mm-hmm.
as a teenager, that would frustrate the hell out of me.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it's like, I'm so frustrated, mom. And it's like, how do I do that? And that was like her answer for a lot of frustration. And, but it planted a seed. And, she's right. Ultimately, she's right. But, a lot of times there's so many components that we must embrace before we can actually, understand what let go and let God means. So
Mm-hmm.
let go and let God literally means let go and let love.
Okay.
And, you know, it's difficult for a lot of people because love, it seems that it's conditional. There's circumstances that you don't understand. And this wasn't fair. And this is what they did. And this is how it happened. And I'm trying to be a good person. And I'm trying to overcome it. And I keep forgiving. And I keep, so there's all these barriers. And what happens is the idea of love is so big, and we feel that it's so personal, and no one can really nail it, that it's really hard for everybody to get along.
True, true.
right?
Yep.
And so that's why I created the game. It's foundational. It's indisputable.
Well, talking to you, you're definitely convincing me. So I definitely I want to welcome Tony, Stefan, Emily, myself, and you on down in the audience. It just it means a lot for me to get people here to listen to myself, my guest. It's real, real important to me because initially when I get on the show, I think I'm teaching something. I want to teach something. I want to pass something on, and uh, and then I also want to learn something, and so that's why I go to the Merrilee show. I go to I'm Right, I'm Right. I go to Poetic People Fighting Racism. I go to the conversation, to listen and learn and try to get just get some some information that I may not know. Get some feedback. And what I'm getting at when I say all this is that we don't all know how to love right. Sometimes that we're missing something. We try to do the best we can. Some people don't know how to love, and there's some people in my family that just don't know how to love. There's people in my circle that don't know how to love, and regardless of what you teach them and try to teach them about it, um, they just don't want to do it, or don't know how to. The Anyways, let me go back a little ways on your track record. Yeah, you got a well, not your resume. Your resume started out on YouTube, and you and I talked about this,
Hmm.
and we talked about being on YouTube, and we get a little sprinkle of attention. That's what I call it, a little sprinkle of attention.
Hmm.
And those sprinkles are in our followers, the comments. And that's all it is, sprinkle. We come on Fireside and bam, you get hit. I mean, it's everything. It's like springtime with flowers all over the place. You got all kinds of nice things to see. And I like that about Fireside. Share, share, share. We all support each other. But I don't just support anybody. I gotta have something. I gotta receive something from Merrilee, and I do. I receive a lot from you,
What do
and
you receive, Charlie?
say that again.
I said, what do you receive from me?
A calm down, a calming person, and I learned that from police work before. You need to calm down a situation by first calming yourself down. You have that. You do that. Tony has that. He just kind of calms me, just gets me ready to listen to something. And that's why I listen to you. I think if you were kind of screaming and kind of acting erratic or jumping around, I wouldn't have listened to you the first time. The first time I listened to you, guess what? You were relaxed. You were sitting down. You were, no, I'm sorry. That wasn't the first time. The first time I listened to you, I just had this image that you show right now. That's all I had. I said, "Who's this woman? Man, that's pleasant. That's nice. I love it." So I started a little further. And then the next time you had a guest on. I can't think of his name. But anyways, you got to be captivating. You're captivating by just the way you talk and get things across. And so that's what captured me. And little did I know that your main subject was love. I said, all right, I'm a poet. I can listen to this woman all day. We can talk about love. Let's do it.
Mhm.
And and then Gracie Ella Moore, she writes her book, and that's about feelings and all that. So, well, I rambled on. a little bit too much now. I want to hear from you. Um,
You know,
right this. Go ahead.
talking about the complexity of love, and everybody has their own opinion, understanding, definition of what love is, right? This is
Hmm.
where we get the five love languages and psychology, philosophy, you know, um, culture. And so there's no way to actually encapsulate what love is. But, at the foundation of what love is no pain. I will not cause you pain. So if I tell you I love you, it means I'm not going to hurt you.
True.
And how many times have we heard I love you, and that person will disrespect us,
Hmm.
humiliate us, demean us, right? Cheat, lie, steal, and then make allowances for themselves and expect to be forgiven.
Hmm.
And we're taught that forgiveness is so important, that you have to forgive. Yes, we do have to forgive, but that doesn't go along with tolerance. It doesn't go along with self-sacrifice.
True. True. And
Once you understand that this person is doesn't know how to love, and they will continue to hurt you, then it is self-sacrifice to be with them, to keep trying to change them. You can't do that. None of us can do that.
no, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. And we have we have some people that I don't know, how do I want to say this? Well, they're receivers. They want to receive all the little things from love, all the great things from love, let me say. They want to receive all those attentions. And the attentions that they want to receive, they wouldn't give it to you once, twice, or three times. They never gave you that love, but they're always asking, Merrilee, can I have some attention? Make me dinner, take me out, do this, do that. And then it's never reversed, it's never reciprocated or anything like that.
Well,
And
that's called entitlement.
yes, yes. And um I don't know what the I've been a sucker many times, and I wined and dined. I loved to the utmost utmost fashion that I could, and that was in love. That was
Can I can I give
my.
you a
Go ahead.
can I give you a perception on that? Some
Hmm.
understanding. So, I hear this a lot from men. I hear this a lot, and they get so tired of spending money on women, whining and dining and trying to be that nice guy, right? Trying to do all the right things, take her to the right places and meet her standard wherever she is. And then he ends up losing. Well, the reason why he ends up losing is because you have to, and we hear this all the time, but we have to love ourselves first. So, what does that mean to love yourself first? It means that you have worked so hard on yourself that you now have a standard of behavior that you keep yourself at. You know your self worth. And so when you see someone come along that is infatuated with material things, and they have expectations, and they feel entitled, and you're trying to bend over backwards to make this person
Yeah.
fall in love with you or
Great
stay with
applause.
you, yeah, they they're going to keep taking, taking, taking until you're done giving, but you're
Exactly.
not giving what they need.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's. I agree with you. Thanks for that applause in the audience. That was great. It's timed right. Um. It surely was. It, the Now when you talk about love, can you do it anywhere?
Anywhere, anytime, about any topic, I'll always bring it back to love.
Okay. um, does any place, where's your particular place that it comes out a little bit better? Like you was in the park and you were talking and you were relating to everything around you. Um,
Okay.
Go ahead.
So remember, love is an energy field.
Hmm.
And love isn't about necessarily how I feel in this moment. Okay, I might be appreciating the park and the trees and the breeze and the view and the people and the dogs and all this, and I'm feeling love for that because all of that is God. Literally, that is the energy field that is filling me up and I feel good. But I don't need other things to fill me up. I have to learn how to fill myself up. I have to learn how to master
Hmm.
this puppet that I have. See, because we are all the essence of love. This it's who we are, it's what we are. That's our
Yes.
breath, right? But then we
Hmm.
have, we land here, we arrive, and we have this ego that's attached to the physical, and we are insecure. We're judging ourselves against other people. We feel inadequate, right? Defensive, fearful, and we don't know how to operate the puppet
Hmm.
in love. So, what I do in the game is by showing you how to logically understand love by separating pieces from the rules and knowing your player, knowing your spectator. I'm showing you how to divide and conquer. So,
Hmm.
no matter where you go, who you're in play with, you're listening and you're understanding the right move. It's hard. It's very, very difficult at first because most people don't have any pieces on the board. They don't. They think they do. They think that they are love and they know what love is and they understand love. They can talk about love. But all I have to do is listen to them for a little bit and I know exactly who they are. And why? It's because there's a whole list of behaviors that come out when we're talking. And it tells you who that person is immediately. And it's not about judgment, it's about discernment. And it's
Hmm.
very accurate.
Yeah. In some cases, I can pick that out pretty good. With When I was working, I was usually 99% of the time on point with somebody I was dealing with. Whether they were lying,
Right.
I knew it instantly. I don't know. It's just things about certain people and how you talk and how you relate to me. Things you say, it's just amazing. I can catch on to them real quick. Um, and I got a thing that I always ask questions that I know the answer to. So as soon as you tell me something different, I'm like, okay, I got you. I'll never believe you again, and it's the best way for me. So, but anyways.
Well, and that's all fine and good, but we really need to start being comfortable letting down our walls. Just going in with absolutely no expectations, no trying to be, Inspector Clouseau, trying to play detective, who you
Hmm.
are, what you're about. It's not necessary. It is absolutely not necessary. We can go through life absolutely free, no walls, love unconditionally, proactively, and people are going to tell you who they are
Yes.
very quickly. But you have to know what to listen for. And, as loving human beings, what we want to do is be wrong, mistaken, make allowances. Well, maybe
Hmm.
they didn't mean that. Well, I know him better. Because we want love. We want love and acceptance. And we're afraid to be alone. We are afraid to, make hard decisions when it comes to people and how they live their life. If you want to raise the standard, your own standard, and elevate, we hear this all the time, but your vibration, your energy, then we have no choice but to love them where they are, meaning I'm not going to hurt you.
Hmm.
but I'm not going to self-sacrifice either.
True. I love it. That
Mhm.
is, I also want to give anybody an opportunity that's in the audience. If you want to come up, ask a question of our wonderful guests, you can do that. You know, just send me an invite to the stage, and I'll definitely. You got a question for Merrilee? Please, I'll definitely invite you to the stage.
Yeah. The more the
Merrilee,
merrier.
you have so many. Yep, go ahead.
I said the more the merrier.
Yeah, you have many titles:
I do.
mom, grandmother, speaker, author, ambassador. Let's see what else. Um, Inspirational person. Um, my new friend, and let's see. There's a few more, and I'll think of them. Now that you have all those titles, some people have titles that they didn't earn. My dad used to always say, a title given is a title earned. You earned those titles, and I see that.
Thank you.
Um, and I want you to keep it up. I want you to do what you're doing. Not that you would. There's no doubt in my mind that you stay motivated, but we need people like you. We need people on this earth, even if it's just a moment. Someone may just need you for a moment, and that's good enough. That's good enough.
Right. And to that point, Charlie, um, I spend my day in that philosophy. My day is not, how many more followers can I get? And all my, who am I on social media? And oh, I have to post. I have to post. I don't do that at all. I don't.
Hmm.
I'm in the present, in the moment.
Yeah.
I am making friends with people who have no idea who I am.
True.
I'm loving harder so that I know the impact that each of us can have on one person.
Yeah.
And even if you're on social media and you make this post and everything, it's so controlled and people sometimes don't get it. They don't understand. Whatever, it gets lost in the feed. It's so much healthier and more beneficial, and you reach more by loving the one you're with.
Hmm. Yep. And look, just this week, you and I talking, and we had this plan. What we were gonna do: go in a green room, talk privately on stream. It was, and then finally it got to the point where I said, you know what? That's Merrilee. This is Charlie. I shouldn't. We don't have to worry about anything. We're just going to be simple and organic, and just do what we do. And so I just didn't. I like when I do that and finally just hit myself upside the head and have a V8 and just say, what am I thinking? Just do
Right.
it.
Yep. That's what the Merrilee show is about for
Hmm.
what, 12 years, I think. Yep. I never prepare. I don't get, and all my interviews, like, there's no questions, like, however it's going to roll, let's just be organic and authentic.
True. True.
Hmm.
Yeah. I I was Tony mentioned about you being on his show and last week, and I'm glad that you went on. And that's the one thing about Fireside. We can invite each other to different shows, and the best thing about like someone like us, we have a conversation, right? Whatever it may be. And then when you go on another show, you get to see or hear you or me talk about something else. And we get to know each other in a way, an electronic way, on a social media way. We get to know each other.
Hmm.
And that's what I like about Fireside. So every Wednesday, I anticipate my shows that I listen to, and now on Sunday, I'm anticipating your show and what you do. Um, I'm just ready. I'm geared into it. And sometimes I, yep. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm really excited about it because Sundays, that's the Merrilee show. And then every so often I'll do Equally Yoked, and that's like whenever I feel like it at night, I'll go on
Hmm.
and do that.
I
But
didn't see that yet.
I'm gonna do a new series, and I'm gonna start the game.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Ver-
fun,
Very
and we'll
nice.
have that broadcast everywhere.
Oh, I can't wait. I
I
can't
know,
wait.
I can't wait either. I can't wait because people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, like, why didn't we know this sooner? And especially depending on how old, we are, you are, whoever, they're going to be
Hmm.
like, ah, my whole life. And it was
Yeah.
really that simple. And it's simple, but it's not easy.
No, it
It's
isn't.
not easy, to implement because it's the game trains you or demands that you use both sides of your brain. You've
Hmm.
got to be, it's logical, it's reasonable. So men can look at it and go, well, this makes sense. This makes sense. It's logical.
Hmm.
Where typically love is so foo-foo and, flowers and it's women and they're complex and we don't know. We just need a black and white answer. That's how typically it is. And women are expressive, but they're not clear. They're
Hmm.
clouded
Yep.
in the way they talk, and so it's very difficult for them to meet. They're when they're communicating, all they're doing is talking. They're not communicating at all, and this is why they can't understand each other. And it's like you get frustrated and you blow up, and you've got to go to opposite ends of the house and cool
Hmm.
off and then come back. And it's literally because you just don't know the rules of engagement.
True.
Yeah.
Mm. Unbelievable. This is well, it's believable. It is believable. It is.
So, did you read anything about the game? Do you want me to explain a little bit of it?
Yeah, let's have you explain about it,
Okay.
because I like listening to you before I like talking to you. So go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So the game, it's based on like chess. So you're going to have a board and you can have one player at a time, and you're going to have pieces on the board and rules that you can't break. All right. Now,
Hmm.
on those pieces, when I said that most people don't have those pieces because they're virtues. And if you ask somebody again, they're going to say, oh, yeah, I am that. But they're, the way they talk and their behavior tells the story. And so you're going to
Nice.
be able to pick that up. And the reason why you're going to be able to pick that up is because I've laid out the rules. So as soon as you recognize where Waldo is, you're going to be like that, you know. And so energetically, what happens between two people when, like when you were saying, I'm spot on. Like I can tell if people are lying, or, I'm not going to believe you again. They've lost your trust.
Hmm.
So in the game, you've got the king, and the king is your honor and your integrity. The moment you lose that, it's over.
Okay.
Okay, so there's no more respect. Now, respect is a complex understanding because respect is not the same as being respectful,
Mm.
and it's not the same as being respectable. I can show up and be respectable, and I can show up and be respectful toward you, listen to you, and not blatantly disrespect you. But it certainly doesn't mean that I respect you. Does that make sense?
I Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So, in order to know if somebody actually does respect you, you're going to have to know if you can actually move these pieces on the board, because you're going to be able to recognize if your player does respect you by the things he says, by their behavior. Right now, we're thinking all we can do is assume. If you don't know how to nail it, you don't know how to articulate it, you don't know how to identify it, you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants going, I think so.
Mhm.
Seems like it, right?
Yeah.
But that's not good enough. We want to know. I want to know that you respect me. It's not just about a friendship. It's just not about being cordial. It's not about dating. When two people come together and, he's trying to be romantic, he's trying to be the gentleman, he's opening the door, he's walking on the other side of the street, he's doing all these things and he's just not getting it. For some reason, it's like, he's going, what is it? What do I need to do to grab your attention, to have you as mine? He can't see himself. He has no self-awareness. All he thinks is, this is what the books say, I'm being a gentleman, but I keep falling short. And the reason why is because energetically he doesn't know what he's lacking. So what the game does is it tells you very clearly, this is what you're missing.
Mhm.
This is what you're missing. And when, most people, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're going, you're dating, or if you're going for a job interview, or you're, managing people in your company. It doesn't matter. People are people. So
Yes.
you're going to be able to recognize all of these rules going, okay, if they break one rule, I guarantee you can break another and another and another. And this is why you can't trust them. Now, some people would like to be like, well, that's a work environment and they may be different at work, but, home might be different. So we're going to date. I'm going to go out with him and, he's just really strong at work. No, no. The game never fails. And
Mhm.
there's no division between a professional life and a personal life. The person is going to be the same no matter what. So when you start recognizing how they are handling every situation, moment to moment. A call to your mom, ordering something at the restaurant, your dog is barking. Every moment to moment, how are they reacting? How are they responding? And I've cleared it up. I've made it very crystal clear what you can anticipate. What am I looking for right here? You're looking for compassion.
Yes.
Well, I don't see that. No, what you're seeing is impatience, a lack of tolerance,
Mhm.
entitlement. You see, and once you start recognizing all of these rules that this person is exhibiting, you're like, I can't trust you.
Mhm.
Well, now that you know that you can't trust them, why would you give yourself to them?
Very nice. Very nice. I I like it. And it's so true, when you talk about business and personal, everything's personal, but when you talk about, whether it's relationship outside of work, it's still building a relationship. You still got to build a relationship with that person. So take it on the same way. I mean, there's borders and barriers, you at work, you're going to do whatever you have to get the job or the goals accomplished. And that's the same at home. You have certain goals that you want in life, whether it's dating someone for a long period of time, where it leads to courting them and getting married to them. That's all part of the goals. It's all accomplishments. And in work, it's pretty much doing the same thing, but it's different. It just has it's not it's not having kids together.
The
Having
circumstances are different.
yeah. So, but it's still, if you look at it, and you're still gonna you still got to build that relationship. I mean, I had some people at work that I just couldn't build a relationship with. Um, but like you said earlier, where was you? Where was this when I needed it years ago? Where was it? Um, and especially at a young age, I was very, very. I can absorb most things, especially if that's what I wanted to do. If I had I think 30, between 30 and 40, I could have went to any school in the world. I was just absorbing things left and right, you know. It was just something I was just listening and learning. And then after 40, kind of just got set in my ways a little bit, you know. This is the way it's going to be, you know. Um, whether not in a harsh way, but in a good and bad way, you know. It's just the way it's going to be. I'm going to stay here in this job. I'm going to make the money that I'm making. That's what I'm going to do. Um, but I missed some opportunities.
Mhm.
I missed some opportunities. I could have went elsewhere and did some amazing things. Um, but I was kind of stuck in the mud, you know. But that was my own mud. It wasn't anybody else's. So kind of goes back to what you're talking about. Um, well, it's not love. I call it a taste of vanity, you know, um, because I just wanted to be. I wanted home to be my home, you know, wherever I was. That's where I wanted it to be. I didn't want it to be anywhere else. But I think I could have provided a whole lot more for my family if I had just listened. Um, so, anyways, off my
Well,
soapbox.
and I hear that. I hear that pain in your voice. And I have to, be honest and say, those who read the game are going to experience some serious regret.
Mhm.
It's going to be very painful.
Yeah.
And it's a good pain because now you're not operating in your life in the dark because, you know, if you don't learn something new on how to get out of the rut that you've been in which most people don't even see them in that. They don't see that they have been operating in the dark without the lights on. They
Mhm.
just can't see it. Why? Because every response that they're making moment to moment is putting them on a trajectory they don't want to be on. So what happens is they have circumstances coming to them,
Yeah.
yes, and they're
Yep.
like,
Yep.
"Well, now this is happening, and now this is happening."
Hmm.
You want to turn that light on it and then go, "Oh, I'm going to avoid that."
It's
Yeah,
true. It's
and we're always doing the best we can with what we got at the time, right?
yeah, yeah. I I can look at somebody just like I'm looking at you and say there's some kind of friction, you know, and I wish I did this more often, but we can go back and forth, and I would be angry or upset, right? Upset because I don't let too many people get me angry anymore, but just be upset and then turn around. And the very next person I see, my smile will be as bright as the sunshine. And I wouldn't give them any negative vibe or just, hey, I'm so happy to see you and this is wonderful. I've learned that so well these past few years that I
Mhm.
can turn things around and just you're not gonna stop me. I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna have any negative stuff that's gonna wear me down or I mean, I get a simple life.
Right. Okay. So
Go ahead.
typically that comes with a little bit of maturity, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
You come to terms. We're going to come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to let you affect my energy. I'm going to let it roll off my back and I'm going to keep going, right?
Mhm.
That's all fine and good, but we are empowered when we can look at that situation and diffuse it.
Yeah, I agree. I do. And that's what I used to do. I would try to diffuse it, but now I don't want to be the diffuser. I just like um and I mean, tell me your opinion.
Okay.
I was
So
always diffusing things all the time. Now at this
okay, so
point,
we
I
have to
just
understand. We got to break that down
yep,
because you're using the word diffusing, and I did too, but I don't think we're talking about the same thing. Your idea of where you are applying diffusing, you're putting
yep,
fires out all the time,
yeah,
right? You're putting fires out. So we don't look for fires. We're not putting fires out. So with the game, what you're doing is you're living moment to moment with one player. So you're not putting all these fires out. You
so
have to stay
it's a
present.
single focus.
Yep, stay present. Who am I with right now?
Hmm.
And then if there are fires, let's say, your wife wants something and there's somebody at the door and then your kids are yelling and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have to handle all these situations, right?
Yep,
You have to step back for a moment and understand what is the priority.
I
What is
agree.
the priority in that moment? Who is the priority? And understand who your player is. Typically, it's
Mm,
going to be your wife.
yeah,
Unless your kids are hurt, it's going to be your wife,
yeah,
number one. And then, but by understanding who your player is at the moment, then you can logically and reasonably make a move. At first, it's very mechanical because you're having to chip away at your ego, losing all the behaviors that you're used to, behaving without even thinking about it. It's just
hmm,
who I am, right? That's just my personality. But if we want to elevate and go higher, if we want to experience this world the way it really is, meaning that love is everywhere, it's an energy field, it's the highest energy. So most of us are vibrating lower than that. So our reality is all in what we can see, it's not in the things that we can't see.
yes,
So when we want to raise that our elevation, our understanding, our consciousness, and our experience in this world, we have to learn to change our behavior. But nobody gives us the how. They're always telling us what we're doing wrong, right?
yes,
And what we should be doing. I'll give you an example. Somebody shared a video with me today, and the guy was talking about um, strong women. And he was saying how, strong women will demand more from their man, and
yep,
a weak man will look for a lesser woman or try to keep her down. So then we have women who are identifying with this and going, well, I'm just a strong woman. You just can't handle me. See,
hmm,
all this stuff is twisted. They're not looking at what love is. That's the ego talking. All of it is the ego talking. That woman who is identifying with, I'm a strong woman and you can't handle me, is not understanding who she is to the core.
I
And either
agree.
is he. Because you see, when she uses that as the scapegoat, she doesn't
Yep,
understand that he doesn't value her. She doesn't inspire him to be better. He has no desire whatsoever to be a better man with him. And she's not going to take that responsibility. She's just going to blame you for being weak.
and you don't have to give those descriptive things about yourself. I'm a strong woman. Why even say that?
That's right. That's right. If you could tell people who you are, you're not that.
Hmm. Yep, I agree. So
Hmm.
it's wow. Well, this is what I like. I like listening to you, and and the craziest thing is we're gonna cut this off right whenever we do that. I'm not telling you ending right now, but whenever you're ready. But when we get done with this, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna say, "Oh, I should have asked Merrilee this or that," you know,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say, "Man," but I still have that opportunity. I mean,
Hmm.
we go back and forth, we communicate, and I could still do that.
Right. Well, you know what? Let me help you out a little bit because
Yep.
for those of you who are on here, and I appreciate you being on here.
Hi,
You don't.
Christy. Hi, Michelle. Hi,
Yes.
Anthony. And I believe I seen Emily somewhere down there. Emily, how you doing?
So you don't know who I am or how I got here and what makes me an expert. What makes me right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, in a nutshell, my story is this. I made a commitment to love and love only. And in doing that, I didn't have a business. I
Yeah.
didn't have, I'm going to put this in a box and I'm going to go sell it to somebody and I'm going to pretend to be the expert. I didn't have anything of the sort in mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is between me and God.
Yeah.
I made a commitment to God saying, I read your book, I hear your message, and if I'm the only one, it's going to be me. I'm going to challenge, I'm going to accept this challenge to do exactly what you said and not worry about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that I don't have to worry about my name, my fame, my bank account, my reputation, my credit report, my income, my popularity, my titles. I don't care about any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was between me and God. And I said, I'm going to love and I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to see what you're going to do.
Like, nice.
And through that commitment of literally having to constantly be holding a mirror up, you know, is that love or is that not love, Merrilee? Is that love or is that not love? And watching other people and listening, tuning in with this ear of, that's not love. That's not my dog.
It's all right. That's love.
And that's, I don't know what he's doing.
Well,
That's interesting.
yeah, that sounds like
Yeah, cry. I don't know
yeah.
what he's doing. I might have to go. I
Okay.
might have to go. But anyway, so in that commitment, I mean, this is where all the titles come from. I didn't just come up with titles. I didn't just, I'm not here to promote that I'm an international best-selling author. It's not about
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm literally here to tell you people, please read the game, put it to the test, and watch how magical your life becomes.
Yeah.
When God says, don't worry about it, I got you. Just do what I'm asking you to do. All we do is preach. We preach the word. We judge by the word. We hold ourselves higher if we know the word and we can tell you where it's at in the book. None of that is love.
Yeah.
My dog seems like he's stuck or something.
Yeah.
So
You know
anyway,
what?
that
Your dog may be hearing my voice
yeah, I
and
don't
wanting to
know.
know who's in his house or her house.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, what he's doing,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go see. All right, well, I apologize. I'm gonna have to go see what's
That's
wrong
all
with my
right.
dog.
We
And then maybe we can do this again, Charlie.
yes, we're gonna have another conversation soon, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Yes.
And hey, excuse the pun, but I love you for what
I
you're
love you
doing. All
too.
right.
And thank you everybody for being on the show today and giving me an opportunity to just share
Yes,
what I
thank
do.
you, Tony, Emily,
Yes.
Michelle. Thank you for joining us, and I appreciate this.
Yes. Thank you, Charlie.
Merrily, we'll do this again, and
Yes.
all right. Take
Yes.
care. Go take care of that canine.
Okay, I will.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks,
Take
Charlie.
care.
Good
Bye
night.
bye. You too. Awesome. Hey, that was nice. Just want to let you guys know that this was an anticipated show, and what I received from this show is exactly what I wanted to. Some positive vibes, some things to think about when I'm interacting with people, and uh, and I got it. I got it. Like I said, got it all day today. Fireside was good, good, good to me. Yes, Tony, you're a special man, man. I want to thank you for doing this for me. There's one thing I can appreciate all these good relationships that I have here on Fireside is you brought me here. Tony brought me here and I'm loving it. and it's something I wish I could do every single day. But we got lives and all that, so if I could do it 2, 3 times a week. All right, everyone. I will be back on Fireside tomorrow morning talking about Black history from New Bedford, Massachusetts. Don't know what I'm going to talk about, but there's a whole lot of stuff I can pick from. So I will do something early in the morning. And if you listen to me in the morning, that's fine. If you get to me on replay or YouTube, that's fine too. So love you guys. You're the best. And if you have a time, Sunday, see Merrilee, the Merrilee Show. On Wednesdays, you got I'm Right with Tony. And also on Saturdays with the Poetic People Fighting Racism, which is key. And Tony, we got to talk tomorrow. So whenever you're ready tomorrow, just call me. I'll go according to your schedule. You call me and we'll just rap about what we got to talk about. All right. Take care, y'all. Have a good night and God bless. And I'm going to let the Waybot sing a little bit before I close this show. Yes. The sound of music. I love it.